Hey guys, gals, ladies and gents. I want to get this out of the way real quick right up front. This was all going to go way different. I had a plan for this entire system here. As you can see, these were the pieces and parts that I was going to put A's, B's, and C's together to make one really kind of kick-ass, hi-fi, portable system, right? Well, there was a problem. It started with these. If you haven't seen the review on this, this is an LDAC transmitter and receiver. I'll put the review that I did on this up in there, so you can start with you can start where I started with this problem. And I moved along to getting this rather good sounding hi-fi speaker, and well, it was going along a certain way until I went and tested that port right there. Then I opened up a can of worms, and I'm going to tell you right now, point blank, all right, you don't have to waste any more time if you want to stop right here. This is a piece of shit, okay? It's a piece of shit speaker from a piece of shit company. Does it sound like a piece of shit? No, but it is. This is going to be a very matter-of-fact, very brutal and honest review of both a product and a company. And both of them are a piece of shit. I'm going to tell you point blank. I don't care about being advertiser-friendly. This is about truth, some cold, hard matter-of-fact. If you want to know why I'm saying this, well, then keep on watching. But I'm going to tell you right now, do not buy this. Do not buy anything from Monoprice. The reasons for are coming. But I just want to get this out of the way. This is my future self telling the story pretty much where it ended. So just to save you a bunch of time, if you want the reasons and you want to understand what this speaker is and what it does, what it can do and what it cannot do, well, then keep watching. But I just want to get that out of the way real quick. This is going to be an adult review for adults, so I'm going to use my First Amendment. Okay. Just want to get that out of the way right now. So without further ado, let's do this thing. It's a box. It just showed up. I kind of thought this was humorous. Satisfaction guarantee. It's hanging out of the bottom. What do you want for a nickel, right? Anywho. Yeah, let's get into her here real quick now, Volts. I'm not going to waste any time more. And it's a box in a box. Of course. No, I want that paper. Oh, there's other papers. Oh, man. I mean, they really stuck it in there, huh? Yeah. There we go. Satisfaction guaranteed. I don't know what the hell this is. Good chop. You want some meat with your speaker? Yeah, I don't know. You're seeing what I'm seeing. But anywho, before we get too much further into this, I normally do this bit as a joke, but not today. Nah, this video is sponsored by me. I did a little DIY project on these, I call them studio lighting because that's what I use them for. You can't touch the amount of power that this thing is capable of producing. 28,000 lumens. I built two of them for less than $300. And I'm telling you, I mean, if you're needing, a serious amount of light for, I don't care what, a warehouse kind of a building or studio lighting, which is what I'm doing with them, less than $300. Everything you see here, less than $300 for two of them. 28,000 lumens each. You can't touch studio lighting for that. Not if it has the word studio in it. You know what I mean? Go check out that video if you like. But yeah, this one brought to you by me. Alrighty, I hope you can forgive the interruption there. I actually need that light. That's what I use. I'm using it right now. Anyway, you notice this side here, Looks a little different than it did before. Yeah, I mean, these things put out. Anywho, you get that, and you get a wine. Do you want some wine with your Bluetooth speaker? Hey, how about some shaving apparatus? You want? You want? Well, I don't know. I don't understand. Whatever. Let's get into it, huh? You get a box and a box. Come on now, cut straight, Michael. Pay attention. And that should do. We get some instructions, and it looks like that. Presto. Alright, we got a pile of cables here. Power cord, auxiliary cable or headphone cable, or 3.5 millimeter cable. Oh, that's got a little weight to it. Now, I did a little bit of homework on these before I decided on which particular version I was after. I want the portability. There are two different versions of this available, and I'll get into that a little bit down the road here. One is battery powered, the other is not. One is a whole lot more expensive than the other, and it's, boy, it was a tough call for me, and I'm going to get into all this stuff, getting there. Why I went down this road, and we're going to do some audio samples, proper binaural. We can do that if you want, although this is not really stereo, so I don't think we're actually going to do that. Never mind, I'll take that back. We're going to do some audio samples here, and we're going to do some acoustical measurements, because I'm all about them numbers. I want to know, how does it sound personally, but then I want to see it on paper. You know what I mean? So doing what I do, yeah, we're going to stick a sound analysis microphone onto it and see what it pumps out. But first impressions, I'll tell you what, it's not a paperweight. It's not quite a doorstop, but it's got a little something to it. I think the specs are like right around 10 pounds it's supposed to weigh. I like all the inputs. You can sing and dance with this one. Oh yeah, I like it like that. It has some pros and it has some cons in comparison to the other one that is not battery powered, and I'm going to get into that in just a second here. But before I get too far ahead of myself here, let me power the thing up, get it charged up, so that we can start from ground zero with 100% charge, and then we'll start doing some testing and sound samples and all that stuff, and move along with that. All right, I'll tune back in once she's all charged up. Alrighty, let's take a look at some measurements here. I did on speaker on axis, and then I did in room at distance. And well, things look a little different depending on how I measure. But hey, that's a point and purpose here. Let's see what it looks like. The frequency sweep that I was running on the tweeter itself, I was doing from 800 hertz up to 20,000 hertz. I will mention, these are unsmoothed. This is just the raw data. This is one of the cleanest signals I have ever seen from just raw data. Normally you get wicked wild spikes all over the place, but yeah, not here. This is vastly improved from any measurement that I've ever taken before. So I'm impressed with that. Now, you can't get too awfully critical of this, especially with tweeters. The best way of measuring a tweeter is not exactly the way I'm doing it here. I'm just doing it because, well, I mean, this is what it would look like. This is what, if you would stick your ear right up to the thing, this is what it would sound like. I'm just doing it because I measured the woofer that way so that I could get the most accurate bass response. If I'm going to do one that way, then I got to do them all that way, right? Apples with apples, like kind and all that jazz. It runs away up top. I mean, it clearly, you see what it's doing. It's running away. It's not bad here in the mid-range. It starts to fall off a cliff a little bit here, well, you can see it. Right around 5 kilohertz, it starts to fall into a hole, and then it climbs its way back out here at 10. And then it just kind of runs away up top. These are a little bit on the bright side, because honestly, once you get away from them, they actually play pretty flat. This is just what happens sometimes with tweeters when you're right up on them, when you're kissing them with a microphone. You can't always believe what you're seeing here. The better way of doing it is at distance, but anyway, I'm getting to that. This is the right tweeter, what it did, right up on it, kissing the thing. And actually, let's do it like this. That way we can show everything all in one shot. And yeah, these are the left and right tweeters, measured from 800 hertz all the way to 20,000 hertz. And, it really ain't bad. It's not. But you can't, I wouldn't put 100% of stock into this because, like I said, some tweeters look a little better than others, but most of them work best, at distance. So, because of waveguides and reflections and there's other things about it, but just trust me on it. Don't put 100% of your stock into what you're seeing here. But you can believe it. I mean, this is what it did. It's just this is not what you're going to hear once you start, listening in your room, for example. It's going to sound totally different. Anywho, I was, like I said, impressed. This is the raw data, and there's no smoothing whatsoever going on here, and that's just what they did. Very nice looking signal overall. Left and right tweeters, this is what they did. I mean, they're almost mirror images of one another. Slight deviations, but, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I wouldn't complain about any of that. I'm not complaining about any of this. And I should mention, too, this was physically hardwired. I used a 3.5 mil auxiliary cable to literally send signal from my PC. The amplifier in the Bluetooth speaker was at maximum. In other words, I turned the gain all the way up, or the volume all the way up in the Bluetooth speaker itself, and then I used my computer to control the output gain, or I should say input gain. Output of my computer to the input of the device. That's how I controlled volume level, and everything was set to 82 decibels. And did all right. That's what one tweeter does, and that's what the other tweeter does. Now, if you back off that a little bit and take a look at the woofer. The woofer I did from 15 hertz, 15 hertz, that's right. 15 hertz, and I'm right up on it. I'm kissing the thing. 15 to 6K is what it looks like. That's where I stopped. Again, this is raw data. This is not smoothed at all. I find this impressive. I've never seen numbers like this. I've tested a bunch of speakers, and man, I'm telling you, this is one of the cleanest signals I've ever seen. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know what kind of magic's happening here. I don't know why nothing else seems to do it, but you're seeing what I'm seeing, and it's it's pretty damn good. It's real flat right here in this lower mid. And then, towards the actual mid-range, it starts to fall off a cliff, and you hear it. I heard this when I did my, unboxing, then I just sat there and I listened to the thing for a while. I played a bunch of different music, heard what I heard so I could get my own opinion on it, and then, then I run the numbers and I run the tests. I want to see, what it's really doing with my eyes, but I want to confirm what I was hearing with my ears. And, yeah, there's no doubt. You can hear it. There's a bit of a dip here, in the 1 kilohertz range, and it's a little on the bright side for most people's liking, perhaps. It's not sloping down. It runs away a little up top, but overall, this is pretty freaking okay. Now that's what the woofer did. Now, if you pull the microphone back a little bit, now I'm 1.5 feet away from the speaker, I'm measuring the entire thing. This is what it starts to look like. See what I mean? Like what you were seeing with the tweeter, you can't always believe that. It's really there, it's really happening, but it's not what it's ultimately going to sound like once you get yourself distance away from the thing a little bit. Again, this is unsmoothed. I think it's unsmoothed. Make sure that it's unsmoothed. Yeah, there's no smoothing in that. This is what it does at 1.5 feet away from the thing. I'm centered up between woofer and tweeter, but again, it like centered between tweeters, if that makes any sense. Well, you've seen the speaker, so you can kind of picture what that's doing. I mean, it's, yeah, there's a great big hole here right in the mid-range, and you can hear it. It definitely needs a little push right there. But if you're going to do anything, it just needs a couple of dB boost, really. Well, 3, 4, somewhere in that ballpark. But man, it's just a little shallow right there. Otherwise, I mean, look at it. This is good stuff, guys. I mean, gals, ladies and gentlemen. This one surprised me. I mean, this is, without a doubt, bar none, the best sounding Bluetooth speaker that I've ever heard. There's just no two ways about it. Now, this is 1.5 feet away from the device. Let's see what it does at 3 feet. Real similar, but now the tweeter is starting to show like it's running away on you. And it is, and you'll get different measurements at different distances. That's just the way speakers work. Unfortunately, I don't have an anechoic chamber. I can't do it anywhere but in my room. My room is treated, but you're still getting some of my room involved. I've taken this outside and listened to it plenty. That's one reason I wanted the portability, the battery-powered version so much, because that's what I do with it. That's what I'm going to be doing with it, and yeah, it's like that. But you know, here. Let me throw a little smoothing on this to let's do some industry standard 1/3 smoothing. Come on now. And you know, I mean, if you if you zoom out, you know, it looks pretty nice overall. I mean, it just, you know, let your eyes take in the whole picture. It plays surprisingly well, surprisingly flat for what it is. That's really damn good, guys. It really is. You only start to, you know, be able to pick it apart once you zoom in here a little bit. It does not like I tried to fix some of this bottom end. I tried to flatten it out a touch. It's not a happy camper. It literally won't let you do it. You can get maybe 1, maybe 2 dB out of it with a little boost down here, but no, there's a hard limiter built into that amp. I mean, it just won't, digitally, it won't allow you to do it. There is a hard limiter built into this thing. You can pull the top end down a little. You can push the mid-range a little. I have, and this does become almost roller flat. But yeah, you can't do anything on the bottom end. Really, it just won't let you. So you got to deal with some of the choppiness. That's just, hey, that's what it is. Now, I did have this fairly close to a wall, so this isn't 100% accurate here. You're starting to get my room involved. But, you know, the, where was it? This one. This one is accurate. You can believe every ounce of that. That's what it's doing. So, you know, just throwing it out there. This thing is doing its job, and it's doing it very, very well. And yeah, let me show you one more measurement here. The 3-footer. This is what it did physically hardwired at 3 foot away from the. I had the microphone 3 foot away from the speaker, dead center between woofer and tweeter, as well as center of speaker itself. Now, this is what it did physically hardwired with a 3.5 mil aux cable, and this is what it did on Bluetooth. Let me add 1/3 smoothing to this one. Printing numbers. It literally no difference between physically connected with a physical cable versus sending it through the SBC codec Bluetooth. This blew my mind, honest to God. I was shocked when I saw this. I mean, it's just printing numbers. It's every bit as good on Bluetooth as it is physically hardwired. So if you were worried about, you know, signal integrity and all that jazz and losing frequency response with some of these wireless connections, well, don't be, not on this one, because, I mean, right there you see it with your own 2 eyeballs. You know, physically connected and wirelessly connected, printing numbers. It's just doing the same thing. That surprised the crap out of me. I got an LDAC transmitter and receiver partially for this speaker because I wanted the best Bluetooth quality that I can possibly get with modern technology, if you will. But this is showing right here. It shows that there's no need for it. Regular, standard, good old-fashioned SBC codec, you know, that pretty much any Bluetooth device is capable of transmitting, is doing this. It's doing exactly the same as what the physical connection did, the physical aux cable. So I thought that was interesting. I'm really glad I'm really glad I did that test. So, you know, those are the numbers. This is what it is. It needs a little push here in, you know, about the 1 kilohertz range. Bring her up, you know, 3-4 dB. But otherwise, man, this thing is all right. I do like it, and it is without a doubt. I can say honestly, this is the best sounding Bluetooth speaker that I've ever heard. Definitely the best one that I own, and I had that. I still have it. It's just dysfunctional. I have that JBL Extreme speaker. I really like that, but I really like this better. Okay, so I mean, you've seen what you've seen there, right? What I want to do here, real quick, I want to go over things I like and things I don't, and to help me remember, I made some cheat sheets. So I'm just going to read it off. Go down the list here. Things I like. I like the very clean wireless Bluetooth signal. You saw it. It does 1-to-1 exactly wirelessly what it does physically hardwired. So, you know, if you're worried about it not having aptX HD or better, don't be, because you saw it. It's aptX HD wouldn't make any difference. It wouldn't make it any better. In fact, it might make it worse, and I'll get to that a little later. I like that it's battery powered, it's portable. I mean, this is it. You pick this up, you fully charge it, you pick it up, you take it, you know, anywhere you want to go, and it just works for you. The sound quality, you know, it's good stuff, guys. You saw it, right? You're gonna hear it, but we're getting there. Don't you worry. You're gonna hear what I'm talking about. Excellent sound quality. The volume controls. I like the fact that you can just stand on them, and you'll see it. Actually, I'll throw some B-roll in of that action happening. You'll see it in real time. When you press and hold the button, you'll see, you know, the light will kind of blink. It's pulsing for you. You can just press and hold, and it's increasing the volume or it's decreasing the volume. You don't have to keep clicking the button, you know, a million times to get the volume all the way up. You can just press and hold. I like that. I like that you get battery indicator lights. Again, I'll take some B-roll of that, throw it in here. You can see the charging status, and you can see the battery level with, you know, 4 little light indicators. I like the replaceable battery. I mean, I like the fact that it is replaceable. And look at that clip right here. You know, it's a pre-made pack, but, you know, it's fine. It's fine. Anybody that's a little handy with a soldering iron can certainly make their own. It's easy enough to do. The battery life. Now, I didn't test it like at 25, 50%, 75, and 100% volume levels, all right? What I did is I had a project. I had a job I was doing. I took this thing outside. I put it, you know, next to the job site, the thing that I was working on with, and I had it a little louder than talking volume. And it played all day long. It didn't show any signs of giving up. When the end of the day came, the job was finished, looked at the battery indicator lights, it was still, four lights were lit up. It was still fully charged according to the indicator lights. So yeah, I mean, the battery life is going to depend on how loud you play it. Like I said, I had it louder than talking volume, but not by a lot. So, you know, take that into account. The louder you play it, the faster it's going to drain the battery, and there you go. The battery life is excellent in my opinion. So far, from my you know, experience, it is. You've got options here. This is cool. So many different options, from coax to digital, inputs and outputs. You know, you've got your 3.5 aux jack there for, you know, your analog input. Yeah, RCA fiber optic, and the you can charge a device while this is playing. In other words, you can use this as a battery pack. So if you wanted to plug your cell phone in and have it charging while streaming to this device, you can do that. That's what that little USB thing's all about. It's good stuff, and it has a subwoofer out. inputs and outputs, it's got it where it counts, and it's got more than what you really need. So good stuff, great stuff, in fact. Yeah, that's the subwoofer thing. Well, I mean, look at it. Nice rounded corners. It, it feels substantial. It feels like a really good, high quality speaker. I mean, the build quality is right there. There's nothing to complain about in touchy feel, by hand. Feels really good, looks really nice. It's pretty looking speaker, I think. There really ain't much to complain about in the looks department. At least not in my opinion, there ain't. All right, that's the basic things that I like about it. Let's talk about some of the things I don't like so much. This carrying strap. I don't like it. I just don't like it. I think it's real leather. I'm not sure that it's real leather, but it is stretchy. Oh, I don't like it. It just does not feel good. It doesn't feel solid. It's not solid. It's stretchy, and I don't like it. You always, or at least I do, I feel like it's just gonna break. It probably won't. It probably is real leather, and real leather does stretch like that. But I don't like it. I'm just throwing it out there. That's not what I would have done, and it's not, I just don't like it. So there's that. The amplifier. This thing has a limiter built in, and I mean a hard limiter. Like I was saying in the, when I showed you the measurements, you really can't push the bottom end on this at all. It will not let you. It's just got a rock hard frickin' limiter built in. Not happy about that. It's my speaker. Let me blow it up if I want to. You know what I mean? I get it. I know why they're doing it. I'm not mad at them for doing it. It's just me personally. I want control over my equipment. I want complete, total control. If I want to have it distorting all day long, that should be my prerogative. That should be my option. Let me blow the damn thing up. Like I said, I get it. I know why they're doing it, but I don't like it. That's just a pet peeve, really. It's something I don't like. It's, it doesn't take away or subtract from the overall quality of, the device itself. The other thing I don't like, this guy is expensive. You're gonna pay for it. Get it on sale when it's on sale, but otherwise you're looking at $250 for this thing. There's another one available. That's what bugs me so much about this thing. The portable battery-powered version is almost double the price of the regular standalone plug-in model. They have another model identical to this. It's just one is battery-powered, one is not. The battery-powered one has half the physical amplification of the plug-in version. This has 50 watts, and the plug-in version has 100 watts. I get it why they're doing it. They got to get the battery life, right? You can't have a 100-watt amp putting out 100 watts of power all day long and expect to get 10 hours of playtime. That's those are pipe dreams, and that kind of stuff just doesn't work out in reality. It's never going to happen. I get why they're doing it. I just don't like that they're doing it. You pay a whole lot more for a lot less. You get less power. Does this thing need more power? Oh, no. Don't even think twice about that. It's got all the power that it needs. But you pay more for your less power. You're getting less power. And, when you just look at it on paper, that's what it breaks down to. And it's annoying. You got to pay more for that. Well, you got to pay for the portability, and that's, as long as you just look at it that way, you can kind of bite your tongue, swallow hard, and move along with your day. But the plug-in version is so much less expensive, and when I bought this, I paid the $250 for it. But when I bought this, the plug-in version was on sale, and it was $89. $89 frickin' dollars. Uh-oh. What the fuck now? When did that happen? All right. Hey, sorry about that, folks. My Atmos Ninja V crapped the bed again. I got a review coming on it. You wait and see. This is why I do reviews. nobody else is talking about the stuff that I'm talking about. Nobody else is having the problems, I guess, that I'm having. You get subscribed with the ding-a-ling and all that jazz, because, yeah, maybe I'll learn you something along the way. Maybe. But, yeah, you're going to want to see my review on that, because I don't see nobody else showing what I'm about to show you. Anyway, yeah, the price on this, you got to pay for the battery. You really got to pay for it. Not happy at all about that. But, hey, it is what it is, right? You know, if you don't need the battery portability, if you're willing to drag around an extension cord, go with the plug-in version. Absolutely, save that money. Go with the plug-in version, because you're getting technically more for less. You really are. Now, the things I like, things I dislike. You know, I'm doing this for a reason. You're basically going to form a picture in your mind, right? You've probably already formed one. You got an opinion of the thing already. I want you to have that opinion, and then I want you to hear what it actually does. It's going to change your world, probably. This thing sounds so damn good. You just wait. Anywho, I'm going to finish off here with some other thoughts. I don't like it. I don't dislike it. It's just, you know, things that, well, they're just other thoughts. No app. There's no dedicated application for this thing, for Android or iOS or anything other. It would kind of be nice if it had something, because, like, well, for example, you can't do anything equalization wise unless your media player has one built in. That's the only way you're going to be able to push or pull frequencies on this thing. It would be nice if it had some sort of a dedicated app where you could program the thing to just, you know, like I measured it, it's a little low there at the 1 kilohertz. It'd be nice if you could just DSP the thing. That would really be nice. It'd be nice if you had a dedicated app to do that. That would be worth a few extra bucks. You know what I mean? In my opinion, it would be, but no, you got nothing. What you get is what you get. Also, there's, you know, just another thought. For this price, at this price point, I do expect at least aptX HD codec. This doesn't have it. It only has Bluetooth SBC codec, you know, the standard broadcasting. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need it. I've shown that in the measurements. But at this price point, you know, you expect a little more. I expect a little more. Anyway, it doesn't have it, and I think that it should. And the other thing, you really got to crank the volume on the thing, and then control your input gain via whatever device is connected to it, to get any kind of real bass out of this thing. And again, you know, a little DSP would help a lot there. You wouldn't have to crank the volume so loud to get the bass. You could have a little bass boost at lower volumes, because everybody likes that bass. We just do. And this thing, you got to turn it up to get that bass out of it. If you you know, if you set the volume here like mid-range, it ain't gonna do much for you, and it just won't do it. Again, DSP would be a very welcome addition to the thing via an app, a dedicated standalone app for the thing. Otherwise, you know, like I said, you got to use your equalizer built into whatever player you're using. So there's that. Looking at it, I mean, it's 2 tweeters. You know it's going to be hot, right? It's just going to be. I measured it. There's just no need for 2 tweeters. If you're going to have 2 tweeters, then, you know, double up the woofers. That's what I would do. I mean, fine that it has 2 tweeters, but, you know, give me another woofer to go along with it. It doesn't need it to do what it's doing, but, you know, it's just something that kind of bugs me a little, I guess you could say. I think it should have 2 woofers. It'd be a whole lot better bang for the buck with 2 woofers, but it would also take a whole lot more power, so there is that. But that's it. That's my list. That's everything I could think of to praise and or, you know, complain about. Now, like I said, I went here first. I wanted to basically paint you a picture, get your mind working on an opinion, because now I want you to hear it. Listen to what this thing actually does, or what it's capable of doing, and then judge for yourself. We'll get into some sound samples here real quick, and you know, we'll wrap it up then with some final thoughts. Alrighty, so what do you think of that? Huh? That's a thing, ain't it? It's not quite the same as you actually being here, but it's about as close as I can get you. That's a Bluetooth speaker. That's what it did. That's what it does on Bluetooth. That was wirelessly transferred. Everything about it was wireless. It was on battery power. It had a full charge, but it was on battery power, and it was received. All that was done over Bluetooth. That is a Bluetooth speaker. That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. Now, like I said, I have that JBL Extreme Bluetooth speaker. I like that very much, but I like this very much better. So I guess the sound samples there were a little one-sided. I was in the mood to rock, I guess, when I was doing all that. But whatever, it's good enough. You heard what you heard, right? Hopefully you had headphones on or you know, a decent 5.1 home theater where you were watching this on your TV and listening to it, you know, good and proper like. But that's what it sounds like, and that's what it does as best I can show and tell it. That's a hell of a thing right there. I like it. Is what I would have said until I went and tested this port. Now, I want to show you, I did this with 2 different computers on 2 different speakers. And I mean, I proved it every which way it is possible to prove this situation, this problem. This right here is the original loop back frequency response of my laptop. And I don't normally use a laptop for any kind of acoustical measurements because look at this noise right here. Yeah, I mean, look at that. That's what laptops do, okay? They are just naturally, inherently noisy pieces of equipment due to their super compact nature. They're so close to, well, I'm calling that jitter. I don't know if that's truly what it is, but I think that's jitter. Anyway, you can't entirely get rid of it, but you can flatten it out. And that's what this line down here does, this green one. Now, you can see that's what it was before calibration, and then this is what it did after calibration. See, it's nice and flat. Here's my cal file. Right there, that black dotted line there, that's a calibration file. Right there. You can see what had to be, you know, changed and modified and adjusted to make this essentially flat. Now there's no smoothing on this whatsoever. If I apply a little bit of smoothing, you know, say 1/3 smoothing, well, there you go. I mean, that's about as ruler flat as you would ever care to get. But I'm doing this all unsmoothed, okay? I'm showing you I'm showing everybody, you know, point blank which side is north on this thing. Now I want to show this to you. I mean, I make it as simple as I possibly can. This is just cold, hard, brutal, matter of fact, folks. This red line here, right there, that is what my system is doing. All right, that's what it looks like from a loop back perspective. You know, that's an output to an input. This is what my system now measures. Up here is, well, these are the measurements from the actual subwoofer output. Subwoofer output. Now, let me separate these a little bit so you can get a better, clearer shot of which side is north on this thing. We shall increase our subwoofer output vantage point. Does that look like a subwoofer signal to any one of you folks out there? Anybody? Anybody? Is that a subwoofer signal? I gotta ask the question because according to Monoprice, there ain't nothing wrong with that. According to Monoprice, they just see a flat freaking line. They say that's exactly what a subwoofer signal should do. Do you understand the level of frickin' stupidity that I've been dealing with here? That is not a subwoofer signal, folks. That is not a subwoofer signal. From 200 hertz on down, it just falls off a fucking cliff, all right? That is not what you do to a subwoofer. That is not a subwoofer signal. It's quite the opposite. This looks like a crossed over signal. This looks like
Well, it looks like what a crossover would do. And in fact, it looks exactly backwards. This whole graph should be flipped 180 degrees. It should work exactly the opposite way. We should have, a straight line from, say, 0 hertz all the way up to 100 hertz, and then it should start to fall off. It should knock off the top end and just send a subwoofer out. That's not what it's doing. It's doing exactly the wrong damn thing. And I got 2 speakers in a row that did the exact same thing, and I measured both of these speakers independently, individually, with 2 different systems. So I can prove it's not me, it's not my equipment that's faulty here, it's their shit, their equipment that's screwing the pooch. This orange line, all right, that's taken with my desktop. And you know it because that noise is not there. Or it's a whole lot less of that noise. You see, this is what a laptop does. This is what my laptop is doing. It's got some mid-range frequency jitter in it. It's just what it is. That's why I don't typically use a laptop to do this kind of stuff. But this orange line here doesn't have it, and that's my desktop. That is 2 completely different systems, almost back-to-back mirroring images of, the problem here. And right there is the problem. I don't care what's going on up here. This is not what I'm looking at. For the subwoofer out, I'm only concerned with, really like 125 or maybe 150 hertz on down. That's all I really want out of that. And it will not do it. It cannot do it. It physically fucking won't do it. So there it is. I mean, for fuck's sake. God damn it. And they got me so pissed off. I'm so pissed off. Anyway, I gotta calm down. I got more showing and telling to do. Hang on. All right, so I just needed a minute there. Sorry about that. So yeah, this orange line here, that's my desktop. That's what my desktop is measuring, and this blue line here, that is what the laptop is measuring. Like I said, I don't care from this 150 hertz on up because I'm not using it. That's not what I send to a subwoofer. What I want to send is everything from 150 hertz, give or take, on down to 0. Naturally, I mean ideally, but as long as I could come, as long as this would be relatively flat down to 20, hey, we would all be happy with that. But this is not a subwoofer signal. It is not. All right, now I got a. Well, because I told them, I point blank told those assholes what I was going to do. I told them I'm doing a review. I told them all this shit's going to be public. I literally told them what was coming, and they just still shrugged their shoulders. So let me get into that little bit of show and tell. All right, now, some of you might be wondering why I'm so cranked up about all of this. Well, it's because I want to like the speaker. It's because I really, really tried to work with these asshats, and they basically essentially either ignored me and or spat in my face, and I'm taking it personal. That's why I'm pissed off. I've been, working with them for months. I don't have everything. This is only what I saved, only what I kept. Clearly, it started back here on the 11th. Or the 21st, I'm sorry, November 21st of 2022. And, continued on into this year, 2023. So, I mean, you can see the back and forth. And I'm gonna show you one of them here. Let me just get into that right now. I'll start at the bottom because that's pretty much where it began. Now, it honestly began on the phone, and it did also end on the phone. I'm only showing you what happened in the middle because it's literally all that I have in text form that I can show you. I didn't record any of the phone calls, so I can't prove anything there, but I can prove this, and this is more than enough to hopefully get you to understand why I'm so frickin' pissed off. And yeah, make no mistake, damn near fit to be tied right now. All right. This is after I got off the phone. I explained the situation. I told him I had proof. I said, who do I send it to? I want to work with you. I want to get to the bottom of this. Is it a bad product, Ron? Is it just a flawed design in the product? I mean, where is the problem? What is the problem? But this is what's coming out of that port, and it is not sending a subwoofer signal. It's all right there. And then they replied, blah 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 blah. So. Yeah, it's kind of how it goes. I reply to them, and then they reply to me, and it's kind of tit for tat, back and forth like that. So, yeah, I'm getting ghosted. I feel like I'm getting ghosted here, and then they reply, "Oh, we're so busy, you know." Of course you are. And then I wait some more time. I send it in attachments already, but now I embedded the freaking image. I mean, I'm proving it right here. It's in the email. You can't not see it. You know what I mean? It's physically in the email now. I put it. You know, it's not just an attachment. I sent them attachments. I mean, you saw that in the last tab, right? And you know, this is what they're getting back to with, and all just endless bullshit. You know, we're getting down to, like, you know, I can't be any more crystal clear than this. I'm talking to fucking 4-year-olds, maybe 5. I don't know. Are they even, you know, as intelligent as a 5-year-old child? I don't know, but I feel like I'm breaking my foot on a freaking boulder here. I can't be any more plain. I can't be any more crystal freaking clear. You know what I mean? I literally spell it out. I'm asking dirt simple questions here that require some sort of a reply. And, you know, you see what they're replying with. You know, just fucking nothing. And, yeah, there's this. And, you know, again, I'm getting ghosted. I'm telling them, you know, I don't know how to make this any more simple. You know, pass me on to somebody that actually understands English, because you people are fucking useless. Freaking, I'm telling you, this clown, whoever the hell it is, doesn't know nothing. I barely intelligent enough to wipe its own ass. I'm more than sure of that. Probably wears diapers because it can't handle the fact of cleaning up. So, you know, this is what it is. This is what I'm getting. Right here, you know, back and forth, eh? And they're so sorry about the runaround, you know, that they're giving me. And, well, no, I'm sorry that I wasted so much time. And then, you know, that was the very last email. There was no more after that, because I had all that I could stand. That was, hey, my pot boiling.
You're not worth the flesh you're printed on. Fuck this cowboy shit. You fucking ho-dunk, po-dunk, well then there, motherfuckers!
I'm all out of water. There ain't even steam anymore. I'm just freaking hot. So, you know, I called him on the phone, and then I said, you know, this is it. This is the end game. You will have no further contact with me. You either fix this problem right now, today, or, well, then it's my credit card company you're going to be dealing with, and also the Better Business Bureau, because I'm reporting you to both. Now, they did replace the speaker one time, as you can see right here. Oh, sorry, yeah, I did that. That was my bad. But they replaced the wrong speaker. You see, I bought this speaker 2 times. 2 times I bought this speaker at 2 different price points. The one that I sent back was my original, and they owed me for the original purchase price of that original speaker. And they refused. They absolutely refused to pay. All well within the warranty period, but they just kept handing me excuse after excuse after excuse. So that is reason number 2 why I am frickin' fit to be tied. They think they can rip me off. Well, they're learning the hard way. That's not how this story ends. So I think I've shown you everything you need to see in this regard. So, I mean, the proof on top of the proof in the proof in the pudding and all that jazz. So I hope that was a delicious, tasty little snack for you guys. But it was a shit sandwich for me. That's all it broke down to. All right, let's get out of this, because I'm too pissed off. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
All right, so, I mean, that's how it ended, right? You saw what I saw. I've proven enough, I think, for you guys to make up your own minds. Now, I'm just trying to tell you point blank, matter of fact, piece of shit product from a piece of shit company. I make no apologies. This is just the cold hard facts, simple truth, all right? They're making a product that is half of what they claim it will be, and they will not stand behind it. It simply does not freaking work. That is not a subwoofer output. It will not put out a subwoofer signal. No, it does not. I've offered repeatedly to work with these clowns, and there's no talking to them. There's no working with them. I have the proof. I had the proof for 2 speakers. I sent it to them twice. I can show what the hell's going on, and all they keep seeing is like a flat, straight line. Dumb as frickin' rocks. And me and stupid, we don't get along. All right, they're just throwing stupid my way, and now I'm just pissed off. The end of the story here is quite simple. Do not buy this product, and I would say do not buy anything from Monoprice. They think, you know, they can just shrug their shoulders. I'm one person and I don't matter, you know, whatever. If they got 99 happy customers, one pissed off one ain't gonna matter much. Well, well, one person can make a whole lot of noise, and that's what I'm doing. I've reported them to the Better Business Bureau. I've also opened a dispute with my credit card company against them. So they're learning my name the hard way real fast. So what should you do? Well, I can't tell you what to do. I mean, you got your own mind. You got to make it up for yourself. What I would suggest, what I'm asking you to do, I've shown you what, you know, I've shown you which side is north on this thing, right? What I'm asking is just share the video. Create some public awareness, all right? It sounds good, but it's only half of what you're paying for. So, I mean, you're just getting ripped off, and the company is laughing about it, I think, you know, behind closed doors. Well, we're going to see how that story ends. Coming soon. But should you buy it? I don't think you should, but like I said, you got to make up your own mind there. If you could pass this along to friends and family and, you know, just create a little public awareness, that's going to go a long way in making shit companies own their mistakes, their product, and they're gonna offer, you know, better products in the future. And unfortunately, because of this whole artificial intelligence world that we live in now, and everything's automated, you can't get no help. You can't get nobody on the phone. And the few times that you can, they don't speak no English, so there's still no freaking help. You know what I mean? It's literally the only recourse that we have is either legal or we got to publicly shame them, and or both, right? This is what it is. You know, the big companies or small ones even, you know, they're all going down the same road, and nobody wants to deal with their problems. And I'm pissed off. I'm pissed right off. So I ain't putting up with it. They know it. They know my name good and proper now. So hopefully you learn from my experience and just, you know, stay away from it. Stay away from shit companies. All right? You got better things to do with your time and your money. I am pissed right off. All right, so I don't want to camp out on this anymore. I really don't. I'm just pissed right off. I'm gonna sit down and drink a beer. All right, I'll tell you what. You guys decide where you want to be on this one. Give me, you know, one of those or one of those, wherever you feel the thing's worth. You know, I did my best to show and tell the truth as it is for me in this, you know, artificial intelligence world. Yeah, well, somebody shit the bed on this one. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up right here. Do the like, subscribes, the dingling, you know, that whole song, dance, jazz routine. And hey, we're gonna see you in the next one. All right. Hey, thanks for hanging out, guys, and cheers.